안녕하십니까. 신의한수 사회부장 홍철기입니다. 오늘은 태평양 건너서 미국에서 손님이 오셨습니다. 타라오 박사님이십니다. 미국에서 한반도의 정치, 안보 등에 대한 연구를 하고 계시고요. 특히 좌경화되고 있는 대한민국의 상황을 미국에 알리는 역할도 하고 계십니다. 오늘 자유롭게 영어도 쓰고 또 한국말도 쓰면서 서로 의견 나눠보도록 하겠습니다. 안녕하십니까.
안녕하세요.
예. 정말 멀리서 오시느라 고생하셨습니다. 오랜만에 오셨나요?
네, 그러니까 작년에도 왔는데 한 1년 됐나 봐요. 1년 좀 넘었어요.
한번 자기소개를 우리
네.
시청자분들께 해주시죠.
네. 예, 우선 저 테라오이고요. 한국에서 태어났고, 제가 어렸을 때, 그러니까 초등학교 4학년 마치고 미국에 갔어요. 그리고 그 후에 제가 한국에 미 공군으로 3번 왔었는데, 첫 번째는 오산에 갔었고, 그때 대위였었고, 나중에는 이제 한미연합사, 서울에 있는 한미연합사에 2번, 따로따로 와서 근무했었고요. 그 전에는 이제 펜타곤에서도 근무했었고, 그때 아태구역 담당자로. 그리고 맨 처음에는 유럽에서도 근무를 했었어요. 오산에서 맨 처음에 떠났을 적에, 이건 딴 데서 말 안 했는데, 제가 박사학위를 어떻게 받았냐면, 그 공군에서 지원을 해서 갔거든요.
네.
그래서 그 후로, 그러니까 공군사관학교에 가서, 전략을 가르쳤어요.
공군사관학교에서
네.
박사 따신 후에 그러니까 교수를 하셨다는 말씀이네요.
네.
예. 오늘 한번 질문을 드릴 텐데요.
네.
사실 어제부터 이렇게 일정을 보니까
네.
주로 기존의 컨벤셔널한 미디어보다는
네.
유튜브 채널을 많이 지금 출연을 하고 계시는 것 같아요. 특별한 이유가 있나요?
그러니까는, 제가 여기를 이제, 콜게드라고, 한국말로, 그러니까
네.
예, 대수장?
대한민국 수호 예비역 장성단.
예, 대수장. 예, 그쪽에서 초대를 받아서 왔거든요.
네.
그래서 그쪽에서 이렇게 스케줄 많이 잡아주셨어요.
네. 저는 사실
네.
무슨 생각을 하고 여쭤본 거냐면은 요즘에 이제 타라오 박사님이
네.
대한민국 언론의 좌편향된 부분에 대해서 지적을
네.
많이 하셨더라고요. 그래서
네.
대안으로서 유튜브를 선택하신 게 아닌가 그런 생각을 했었는데 아닌가 보네요.
뭐 그런 것도 있죠. 그런 것도 있고요. 저는 유튜브를 많이 지지해요. 유튜브에서 목소리를 내는 것을 많이 지지해요.
알겠습니다. 지금 현재
네.
문재인 대통령이
네.
북한에 대한 어떤 북한 정책에 대해서 여러 가지 의견을 내고 있는데요.
네.
최근에 이제 쌀을 한 50만 톤 지원한다고 정했지 않습니까?
네.
북핵 문제에 대한 어떤
네.
생션, 그러니까
네.
제재를 이렇게 회피하려는 부분들이 있잖아요.
네.
이런 부분들에 대해서 어떤 생각을 갖고 계신가요?
저도 그렇게 생각해요. 그러니까는 북한에 돈을 주고 싶은데 그냥 줄 수는 없거든요.
네.
그러니까는 이것을 그러니까 유엔 제재 안에서 해야 되니까 유엔 제재에서는 humanitarian
예.
aid 그거는 할 수 있다고 이제 써 있거든요.
인도주의적 지원은 된다고 돼 있죠.
예. 그러니까 쌀을 준다 하는데 이상한 것은 쌀을 벌써 800만 불어치를 WFP를 통해서 줬거든요. 얼마 전에.
네.
근데 갑자기 오늘인가 어젠가 또 추가로
네.
50만 톤을 더 준다고 하니까 그게 보니까는 한 $200 million 그쯤 되나?
100 million. 예, 100 million. 예, 100 million.
그러니까 하여튼 8밀리언, 아까는 8밀리언인데 그거를 지나서 그보다 훨씬 많은 쌀을 준다는 게 우선 깜짝 놀랐고 왜냐면은 그거는 public discussion이 없던 거거든요.
민주주의에서는 어떤 퍼블릭 디스커션, 그러니까
예.
민주주의적인 절차로
예.
사람들과 예를 들어 히어링 같은 거, 공청회를 한다던가 해서
네.
사람들의 생각을 이렇게 모아가야 되겠죠.
예, 그러니까 퍼블릭 디스커션 하고 또 설명을 하고 해야 되는데 이것은 그냥 추가로 이제 보내는 건데 문제는 북한이 쌀을 그러니까는 이제 많이 나온 것은 북한 주민이 굶주리고 있다, 쌀이 모자른다, 그래서 줘야 된다. 이제 그 말이 나오고 있기는 한데 보면은 근데 그동안 북한에서는 북한 이제 regime, North Korean regime은 돈이 없는 건 아니거든요. 왜냐면은 벌써 얼마 전에 미사일을 쐈잖아요.
네.
미사일 테스트 할 때마다 얼마나 돈이 많이 나가는데 거기 쓸 돈은 많은데 그리고 또 그 북한의 일리트 관료층인가?
네.
일리트 한테는 그 사람들한테 뭐 롤렉스 시계나 이런 비싼 것을 주는 그런 데는 돈을 많이 쓰는데 사람들한테 쌀을 못 사준다는 것은 그거는 그 정부가 북한 레짐이 우선순위를 바꿔서 했기 때문이군요. 그러니까 쌀을 수입해서 그 돈으로 수입해서 주민들한테 줄 수 있는데 그렇게 하지 않기 때문에 문제가 생겼는데 그래서 지금 쌀을 줘도 그게 진짜 필요한 사람한테 간다는 개런티가 없거든요.
WFP에서는 자기네들이 모니터링을 한다라고 얘기를 하는데 그 부분에 대해서는 어떻게 생각을 하세요?
뭐 모니터링 해봤자 거기서 다 조정을 할 수가 있거든요. 제가 옛날에 들은 것은 우선 모니터링 하기가 힘든데 만약에 가서 한다 하면은 어디까지 여기저기 있을 수가 없거든요.
If you want to speak in English, there is no problem. Okay.
Okay. So they can't be in all places at all times.
Right.
So they can only go to places that the government allows. So they only see what the government wants them to see. And even if they witness that the food is given to, let's say, students, after they leave, the students, they can take the food away from the students. So
That's
there's no
right.
guarantee that it's going to the people that, who needs the food.
I understand that. They means WFP, right?
Yes,
Or,
WFP.
or any other like
Aid
AIDS
organizations.
right. So I know you are very familiar with human right condition in North Korea, right? So you studied about the human right in
Yes.
North Korea. So, but now ROK government does not mention that issue at all. So how do you think about it?
I think this is terrible. Human rights is it's a universal fundamental value. It applies to everyone, no matter what stripe, what political leanings you are. But the fact that the current administration in South Korea doesn't talk about human rights, it's especially when they used to talk about human rights in the past.
Right.
It means that they don't value human rights, and also they are supporting North Korean regime. They are forgiving they're turning their blind eye to what North Korea is doing, because North Korean regime is notorious for violating human rights.
Actually, do the American people know that situation? That means the South Korea does not care about North Korean human right.
I think that is better known than some of the other issues that's going on in South Korea, because there are more people concerned about human rights in North Korea. They actually have advocacy organizations about that issue. And in the United States, whether it's Republican Party or the Democratic Party, human rights is a big issue for them. They stand together on that issue. So when they see that South Korean president never talks about human rights situation in North Korea, it gets noticed.
You have experience of working at ROK U.S. Combined Forces Command, right? Yep. So there will be many changes in the near future,
Yes.
as I heard.
Yes.
So especially for wartime operational control issues. So do you have any opinion on it?
Yeah, I have a lot of opinions about
Right.
it.
So
So I actually worked this issue back in 2007 because the issue of the term Afghan transfer came about. And the Afghan transfer issue is actually a misnomer because there's no Afghan to transfer. Because most people think that, first of all, they think it's a sovereignty issue. They think that it's the United States controlling South Korean forces, and that is not the case. South Korea has deployed its forces to 13 countries around the world, and they never asked the United States for permission to see if they can deploy these forces.
Right. Yeah, I understand that.
So South Korea has control over its own forces, so that's not an issue. Now, this Afghan applies to wartime situation. So first of all, there has to be war in order for this Afghan to occur. And then second, the presidents of both countries have to approve sending forces to this combined forces command.
Right.
So once that happens, once, let's say, the situation occurs, then the outcome belongs to the command, CFC command, and the commander of the CFC happens to be an American four-star general.
That's right.
Yeah, but the CFC is combined, which means it's not a U.S. entity. It's U.S. and South Korea together. So, the commander is American, but deputy commander is Korean. And there are like departments. And it's department head may be a South Korean general, and the deputy is a U.S. general or colonel. So vice versa, and it's weaved throughout. And the CFC, the way the CFC is set up, it didn't happen overnight. It was created after doing a lot of experiments. How about if we put this together this way or that way? So it's a standard, it's a model for what a combined operation headquarters should look like. So it's very, very effective. So to take something that's very effective and then turn it into something that is not tested, that is unknown, it brings a lot of risks. It may work like it has, or it may work far less than it should. So I think it's going from something good to something maybe good, but potentially far worse.
Wow. So in the case, do you think the US and South Korean alliance will survive in the future?
The alliance, the most important part is the will on both sides. Will on South Korean side, will on the US side.
Right.
And it has to do with the leadership in both countries.
Right.
It also has to do with the people, public support in both countries.
Right.
Now, in the United States, US thinks positively about South Korea.
Okay.
At the leadership levels and also at people level. So I don't think it's a problem on the US side. In South Korea, I think most people support the alliance, or at least that's what the polls say. The problem is the leadership.
Wow.
So current leadership. So if they value alliance, then their will has to be translated into action. It has to be seen, and that is and so far it doesn't look like there's like enthusiasm for alliance from the South Korean leadership. So that's a problem. That's a problem. But
Right.
it's definitely not on the United States side.
Right. In the case, the current government of Korea is actually trying to use so-called fast-track issues. They just want to promote their political
Their
power,
policy,
policy or whatever. They want to continue their power for a long time, right?
Yes.
So how do you think about the fast-track issues now?
I think the way they handle the fast track issue is problematic for a political system that South Korea has, which is liberal democracy. And I say that because liberal democracy has multiple parties.
That's right.
And with multiple opinions, and they have to work things out. But the fact that they want to focus on having one party, the current ruling party, 더불어민주 Party, for them to say that we want to maintain our position for 20 years, 50 years, 100 years.
They already told us.
Yeah, that is shocking. To me, that is very shocking because you look at China, you look at North Korea.
Right.
What do they have? They have one party system.
For 70, 80 years.
Exactly. And what that means is it goes towards totalitarian society, not a liberal democratic society.
Right.
So that is very, very problematic.
Yeah, that's very interesting because that ruling party tried to erase the liberal from the constitution.
Yes, and that was very shocking as well. And when I first saw the draft with a long list of changes,
Right.
And that being one of the first,
Right.
and then having the liberal, 더불어민주 Party coming and saying that this is a party platform,
Right.
and put that forward, Yeah, I was very shocked. Fortunately, at that time, there was the opposition party opposed that measure, so that the ruling party basically canceled that.
Right.
After what 4 hours or so. So that was very fortunate. But in the future, if the ruling party does this fast track idea and exclude the opposition party,
Right.
then who is going to oppose that kind of changes in the future in the constitution?
Right. Actually, freedom is very important in democracy, right?
Of course.
But they feel that freedom is kind of optional one, right? So probably, I don't know, but that's what they are doing, right?
Yes.
So in that case, what they want to plan for the country,
Well, if you are deleting freedom,
right?
then I mean, you look at other societies without freedom. Again,
Right.
North Korea, China
Right.
are examples. Once people lose their freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of assembly. If they lose that kind of freedom, then it means the government will dictate what you will do. They'll dictate your social life. They'll dictate your political life. They'll tell you where you can live. They'll tell you whether you can go to school. They'll dictate everything. And I don't think that's what South Koreans want.
Do you think so? I think a lot of medias of South Korea are supporting the current government, right?
Yes.
And then they just hide so many facts from
Yes.
the reality, right?
Yes.
From the real world. And then, do you have any suggestion to that kind of medias, like a left-wing medias?
I do. I mean, I understand that a lot of the media is controlled by the labor unions, media labor union that's under the KCTU, Korean Trade,
That's
or
right.
Korean Confederation of Trade Unions. And the problem is, I don't know if they understand the political system that they're supporting. I don't know if they understand that they will also lose their freedom. If they support this direction continuously, it will look more like North Korea. And we have to learn something from history. And, history of what happened in the Soviet Union, in China, in Laos, Cambodia. I mean, there are all these, former socialist communist countries and what they have done.
That's right.
And even the ones in Vietnam as well, even the ones that used to support them and brought communism or socialism into power, eventually those people get purged.
That's right.
They're one of the first to get purged.
You're right.
So their place is not safe if they continue in their direction. So I hope they realize, for their own self-interest, they should stop what they're doing. It's if they push it too far, then they're also going to lose their place.
Right. Do you have any comments on our audiences?
Yeah, I do. I think, clearly the audience realized what the problem is. But there are people who still have not realized what the problems are.
Right.
And so I think people need to reach out to them more on an individual basis or in a group basis to educate them. And so that they can also open their eyes and see what is going on. And then also, I think they need to organize. I don't want to say organize better, but people need to, for people to do something about this, they have to bring their efforts together, which means they need to organize. And I know it's not as easy as it sounds, but there should be, and I'm glad to see actually there's a lot more organization going on. So I'm glad to see that, but there should be a lot more. And if there are anyone who thinks that, well, that's somebody else will do that, or somebody else will do this, I think people should think more in terms of what can I do? What can I do to contribute to the situation? I mean, I know that many of the audience already have done a lot, going to rallies, every Saturdays and things like that. But there are still others who can devote more of their time and more of their effort towards this, because if people don't take action, then it may be too late, and their children and their children's children may not have the future that is positive.
오늘 말씀 감사합니다.
네.
네.
맞습니다.
참, 우리는 이 안에서 여러 가지로 고민들이 많습니다. 그런데 외국에서도 대한민국의 문제에 대해서 잘 알고 계시네요. 패스트 트랙, 결국은 좌파 독재를 위한 것이고 그 좌파 독재가 이루어졌을 경우 결국 우리나라도 중국이나 북한 같은 사회가 될 수도 있습니다. 우리 애국 시민들 좌파 독재 일어나지 않도록 최선을 다해야 될 것 같습니다. 지금까지 신의한수 홍철기였습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다.
Thank you very much. Wow.